guys, thanks for joining. Welcome, Peter. We haven't spoken for a while. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm sitting in traffic on my way to the Rosebank office from Pretoria. It's a rainy, cool morning here in Pretoria. Well, I'm almost in Midrand, so I guess I'll be at the office by like my ETA says 9:43, so I've still got a while to go. There's been an accident or something like that. Welcome Ufense, welcome Jazza, Stephen DeWitt, welcome. I'm glad to see that there's a couple of guys joining. How's it, Phil? I don't know how many of you sit in traffic on the way to work, but yeah, this morning is particularly bad for me. So I figured that there's one way to deal with the traffic, and that's to chat to you guys, to chat to my followers. So the idea that I have is that every day I want to answer some questions that you as our clients and traders have. Pumla, I am focusing on the road, thank you. The traffic is moving so slowly, it's not very difficult. Yeah, so what I want to do is every day I want to answer some questions that you as our clients and traders have. And I think that what we're going to do is give it a name, something like the live drive with Linton, and you guys can ask your questions and I'll answer them. How can we say that? So ask your questions, hear no lies. Let's do that from a brokerage perspective. Welcome Enoch, welcome Michael, Veris Becker, welcome. So if you guys have got any questions pertaining to trading, I'm quite happy to answer them. Pop your questions on screen and I'll have a look and see if there's anything there that I can answer for you. Welcome Harold, member 28. Don't know what your name is, but welcome. I'm still waiting for someone to post a question so that I can answer it. And remember guys, it's no holes barred, so you can ask any questions that you want to ask and I will answer them. Okay, here's a question. How long have you been trading for, and what is the most hardest part of your trading career? Are you an ABook or a BBook broker? Okay, that's a good question. We'll get to that. So I've been trading for around about 12 years now. I started trading, when was it? 2009. 2009 is when I started trading. So I was doing it as a way to augment my income. I used to sell property down in Durban. So I did that as a way to augment my income, and then after a couple of years I realized that I could turn it into a career, so that's what I did. So I've been trading for about 12 years. The hardest part of my trading journey was learning discipline. Discipline is tough. You've got to learn to not act on impulse in the market. You've got to have a set strategy and you've got to stick to it. That's the most important thing, is discipline. I mean, if you don't have discipline and you're just trading on, impulses and thoughts and whatever, you don't really have a strategy. You're just hoping that you're guessing right. So that's the important thing to know. The second question that I saw there that I wanted to ask was, are we a or a BBook broker? Currently we are a BBook broker, and that's a really important question to ask, because a lot of people don't actually understand what that means. What's the difference between an ABook and a BBook broker? So essentially an ABook broker is a broker that what they will call is like STP, straight through processing. And what that means is when you as a trader places a trade, the broker passes it on. It's straight through processing to a liquidity provider. And a liquidity provider is essentially a bigger broker. It's either a bank or a hedge fund or someone who focuses in the area of providing liquidity to brokers. So even if you are trading with an ABook broker, your trades are most likely just taking place on a bigger BBook. It's very seldom that trades actually really go through to the central bank and the interbank market. So most traders, even when you're trading with a broker that is ABook, they passing on your trades. Yes, that makes them an ABook broker, but essentially they are actually only passing your trades on to a bigger BBook. QuickTrade is a BBook broker, so our trades take place on our own servers. We do not pass our trades on at this point in time. We are in negotiations with a liquidity provider to see whether they can benefit us, but at this point in time we're a BBook broker, which means that your execution is instant because we don't have to pass on your trades to anyone else. So that answers that question, the difference between an A and a BBook broker. All of our trades take place at QuickTrade. We don't pass your trades on to anyone else. Finally, I'm able to speed up a little bit, although it is raining. Let's hear another question, guys. I did see a few fly past. I'm not going to page back because obviously I'm driving. So if you want to post your question again, if I haven't answered it yet, I will answer your question. Thank you, Pumla. I'm glad that you get motivation from me. Why is Nasdaq one of my favorite indexes? That's a good question. So the Nasdaq is something that has been trending for a very, very long time. If you go and have a look at the history on the charts on the bigger time frames, and you look at the weekly and even the monthly chart, you can see that the general trend of the Nasdaq is really up. It's the same with the S&P 500 and a few others, but the thing that I like about Nasdaq is that it's very tech heavy. So there's a lot of technology based companies in the Nasdaq, and that makes it very good for trading because there's some volatility. Now the other indices also have their various things that cause their volatility, but I find that technology causes a slightly bigger movement in the market, and often just some small stuff can cause a bit of a pullback in price, and that's a nice place to enter. So I like trading the Nasdaq because generally speaking I only buy it. I try not to sell it at all. I wait for news in the market to pull the price back, and I start entering from those levels. What made you keep going when you felt nothing was working and you were falling? Okay, that's a very good question. I don't give up very easily, so that's what kept me going. And also, obviously, you have dreams, you have goals, you have aspirations, and the best place that I know where I'm going to be able to achieve those dreams, goals, and aspirations is by trading the financial market. There's no investment platform or standard investment product that can offer you what you can make through trading, and that is why I have chosen that as the place to make my money. With what's going on in Russia, should give some great opportunities to trade the Nasdaq. You are 100% correct. I am very excited about this pullback that we are in at the moment. I'll be honest with you, I'm already in a trade to the upside. I'm expecting the possibility of further downside round about the 12,000 markers on the cards. But because I trade very small lot sizes, I add into my positions. So when there's been a reasonable pullback in the market, I will enter my first trade. If it continues to go against me, which I am expecting the Nasdaq to do, I will then add further down again. And what that does is it kind of averages my entry down, and I actually add into my trades as the price goes against me. I average down, and when the next bull run comes, I actually bank a lot more than what I was in drawdown, if that makes sense. So I trade small lots with a big account, and it helps me to make really, really good returns over the long period of time. Currently taking notes. Also love your YouTube content. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Only one Onyx. Yeah, guys, my YouTube channel has a lot of good content on it. If there's stuff that you want to know and learn about the strategies that I use and how I trade, it's a really good place to do it. Alian21 Jam, how's it? Keeping it simple. FX, welcome. Shane, welcome. We've been answering a couple of questions live here on Instagram, just with regards to trading while I sit in traffic on my way to work. So I think I've come up with the name. I'm going to call this the live drive with Linton, and whenever I drive through to the office, I'll go live and answer a few questions that you as our traders and our clients have. So let's see, guys, has anyone else got another question for me while I'm driving to the office? Why are you not spending more money on your marketing team? Guys, we actually spend a lot of money on marketing. If I give you the numbers, you'll be quite surprised. What do you think about trading systems and robots? Okay, so that's a big question, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's a big difference between systems and robots. By trading systems, do you mean automated? And if you do, I'm not a huge fan of automated trading systems, or robots for that matter. And the reason for that is because, you know, even if they work for a period of time, which a lot of them do, some of them, I've used hundreds. I've really used a lot of them to try and find that one that works in all market conditions. But unfortunately, the Holy Grail doesn't exist in terms of robots or systems. They always end up going bust at some point because there's a market condition that they haven't been programmed for, and they do something crazy and you will lose your money. Is your focus only indices? No. I do trade Forex as well. I'm going to start posting a few more analysis videos regarding Forex pairs and things that I trade. I do trade commodities a little bit as well, so gold and oil. And I will start posting some more content regarding that on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel as yet, you should do so. Search for me on YouTube. I think it's called Forex Trading with Linton White, or search Linton White Official, and you will find me on YouTube, and you'll be able to subscribe and make sure that you don't miss any of those YouTube videos that I post. Wish you open a trading firm in Kenya. Benjamin Handsome, I actually have very good news for you. We are currently expanding into Africa. We have offices in Botswana, we have Zambia, we have Zimbabwe on our cards, and we are moving up into Africa. So Kenya is definitely on the cards, and even Nigeria. What is one book on trading that you would recommend? One book on trading. I think the most important lessons that I've learned in trading have come from Elliott wave principles. So although I'm not a standard Elliott wave trader, I am what they call a wolf wave trader. So if you know the difference between the two, go and check it out. Maybe I should do a video on that and post it on YouTube. But there's quite a big difference between standard Elliott wave trading and wolf wave trading. So I think if there's any book that I can recommend on trading, it would definitely be Elliott wave principles. You can go and learn that and then start studying up on wolf wave. With the current situation, do you foresee oil reaching over $400? Sure. That's tough to predict, and the reason for that is because it really depends on what happens with this war. You know, is it going to be a fully fledged war? Will they reach peace talks some point soon? It's very seldom that we see bigger pullbacks on the indexes than what they're already at. The Nasdaq is sitting at around about a 20% pullback, a 20% correction. But it does sometimes make 30 and 35% corrections. It's only happened once or twice in the last decade or two. So we're really in oversold territory there. So I'm kind of expecting some relief at some point, which would probably slow the move on oil down, and that essentially would mean that, you know, maybe some peace talks will come into play. We are looking at introducing the VIX 75 on QuickTrade. This is a discussion that we actually had in our general management meeting this week. How long do withdrawals take at QuickTrade? So that is also a very good question, and I'm very happy to tell you I've never waited longer than 3 hours for a withdrawal. Neither have any of my clients. If you're trading with QuickTrade South Africa and you're South African, you should get your funds within under 3 hours in your bank account. So it doesn't mean that the withdrawal is processed within 3 hours. It means that the money appears in your bank account within 3 hours. If you're trading with us internationally and you're a South African, then it might take a little bit longer, because obviously there's a few more things at play because it's an international transaction. So for the guys that have just joined, I'm just answering some trading questions on my way to the office. I'm thinking of a way to deal with sitting in traffic like this, and I figured that answering trading questions while I drive to the office is a good way to do it. What broker do you use? I trade with QuickTrade. I am also the business development manager at QuickTrade, so I trade with QuickTrade. I do also have funds with other brokers, and the reason for that is because I like keeping tabs on my competition and seeing what they are doing as a broker. So I do have accounts with a number of brokers that I trade with, and that helps me keep my finger on the pulse of everything that all brokers are doing. 3 hours with all RSA banks? Yes, that's correct, 3 hours. The only one that might take a little bit longer is Capitec. The instant clearing with Capitec seems to take a little longer, and that's important to note. We as the broker cover the cost for instant clearing of your withdrawals to your bank accounts in South Africa. So, if that is $30, $40, $60, whatever the cost is, we pay that, regardless of your withdrawals. So, does 0.01 pay over 500? Calvin, I'm not too sure what your question refers to, but when you say pay over 500, I'm guessing you mean 500 Rand. So yes, it can, most definitely. A 0.01 lot size with QuickTrade can pay you over 500 Rand. It depends on your trading style, your trading strategy, how long do you stay in trades, that type of thing. A while ago you said that the FSCA is going to change leverage compliances. What's the progress? So they haven't done anything as yet in terms of that. It looks like what they're doing is focusing on the ODP applications. And for those of you that don't know what that is, an ODP application is an over-the-counter derivatives provider license application. In 2019, there was a brand new requirement that came out for brokers to all apply for this ODP license. And let me tell you, it's a very stringent process. It's a serious it's a very serious application. All the banks had to go through it. And so far, to my knowledge, there's only been 3 brokers that have been awarded the ODP license by the FSCA, and QuickTrade is one of them. So we actually have been awarded this license. We received it about a week or 2 weeks ago, and that means that we not only are a financial services provider, licensed financial services provider, but we are also a licensed over-the-counter derivatives provider, and only one of 3 brokers in the country that currently have that license. So yeah, that hopefully answers that question. I think once they're done with all the brokers and their ODP applications, they've still got like 60 or 70 or 80 of them to go through, and like I said, it's a very, very big application. There's a lot of documentation required. There's a lot of work involved. Once they're done with that, I think they're going to start looking at things like leverage and other brokerage operations. I recently filled out the survey that you guys sent out. Will we be getting an official app soon? So that is one of the questions that I asked in that survey, because I wanted to know what our clients feel about it, and a very, very big portion of our clients felt that a mobile app would be an advantage. So we are definitely looking into it. We're getting quotations, we're speaking to companies that do that type of thing on our kind of level. And yes, I believe we will roll out a mobile app at some point, but I do not have a time frame for you as yet. What are your RSI parameters on your charts? So Alien21 Jam, you are asking some good questions today. I use 8 on my RSI. I find that it helps me find very good entry points. I combine it with momentum, and together the two of them give me a really good idea of when we are in an oversold or overbought area on a particular instrument. What is the maximum withdrawal amount? We don't have one. We've paid out a 8.6 million rand withdrawal in the last year. We don't have a maximum withdrawal amount. So for those of you that have just joined, I'm just answering some questions live here on Instagram while I drive to the office. You've been trading since 2009, so what do you want to achieve in Forex, and what's your destination after that? I like that question. My goal is to achieve a very high level of financial freedom for myself and my family. We are obviously in a position where we are doing well for ourselves already through various means. We have a number of businesses, so my better half runs 2 businesses as well, in the recruitment space and in the food space. We supply free range products and that type of stuff. You can look for a company called Pick and Cheap, and you can look for a company called Carlisle for recruitment. But my aim through the Forex game is to achieve a very, very high level of financial freedom for my family and myself. And then also, I'm the kind of person that likes to invest in communities and projects and things like that. So I like to use money to go towards, orphanages and that kind of thing. I like giving back as well. So that's a big thing for me, and a certain percentage of everything that I make goes towards those type of communities and projects. Do you help your clients with signals or mentorship? QuickTrade does send out free trading signals. So you, as a member of QuickTrade, and if you have a funded trading account, you will receive free trading signals from us. I also send out analysis on my YouTube channel, which can help you decide whether or not it's an instrument that you want to trade. I do have a channel on Discord, which I started like a week ago. I think I did post, the Discord link is in my Instagram profile, so go check it out. You can join me on Discord, and there I'm going to be posting analysis. We have details regarding our PAMM accounts, which is a percentage allocation management module that we run on our international brokerage firm. And if you join my Discord channel, you'll also be receiving trade ideas. I don't trade as often as a lot of other traders because I have a more longer term approach and view in the market. So yeah, I will be posting trade ideas there on my Discord channel. You can join via the link in my profile here on Instagram. How do taxes work in Forex? Trust Jay, taxes work on a nominal basis. So you would add whatever you withdraw from your trading account. This is how I do it, to your income, the money that comes into your bank account, and you will then pay nominal tax on it. The best thing that I can tell you to do, though, is to chat to a bookkeeper who is familiar with this process. They are worth every cent, trust me, because they know what you can claim back for, what you can't claim back for, things like that. So it's a really good idea to chat to a bookkeeper who can assist you in understanding the tax implications of trading better. Don't just continue withdrawing profits from your trading account and not paying tax on it, because you will get into some sort of trouble with the receiver at some point in time. Welcome, guys. For the guys that have just joined, I'm just answering some live questions here on Instagram while I drive to the office. There's some big delays this morning on the road, so you're welcome to post your questions and I will answer them while I drive. This is a good one. The anonymous trader. Welcome, Tabiso. Good to see you here, my friend. Looking forward to our next jam session at your next gig. It's going to be fun. So just to update you, I'm answering some questions here on Instagram Live while I drive to the office. I was trying to figure out a way to deal with traffic, because I don't deal with traffic very well, to be honest. And today is a particularly bad day. There's a lot of delays on the road. So I think I drove past your office not too long ago, to be honest with you. So yeah, any other questions, guys? I did see a question that just popped past the screen, and I wasn't able to read it. I'm not going to page through the questions because I'm driving. So if I haven't answered your questions, please post them again and I'll read through them and answer them. I will pop in, Tabiso, most definitely. I will definitely pop in. Guys, those of you who don't know who Tabiso is, he's a DJ, and he's the resident traffic reporter at Jacaranda FM, and he's the guy that we all call Lully. Very cool guy. So if you're looking for anyone for your gigs and for your jams and for weddings and functions, he's the guy to call. Trust me. You will not be sad that you made contact with him. I've had a couple of really good sessions with Tabiso, and like I said to him, I'm looking forward to the next one. Welcome, Jacques. Roseman, welcome. I'm just answering questions about trading while I'm on my way to the office, and I'm probably going to do this more often. I think I've come up with a name, like I said earlier. I think it's going to be called the Live Drive with Linton. So whenever I'm on my way to the office, I'm going to go live and answer some questions. It's a pleasure, Tabiso. You're most welcome, bud. So any trading questions, and please remember, guys, there's no restrictions on these questions, and I'm not going to give you any false information. I'm an honest straight shooter. Is it true that 0.01 is the same as 0.1 on QuickTrade? Calvin, yes. So good question. I like that question, and it's a very good one to answer. If you compare us to the general other brokers, local brokers in South Africa, they have what is called a standard account on their indexes, for example. So every point movement, for example, I'm just using this as an example, with a particular broker, when you trade a 0.01 lot size, let's say, would be 100 Rand. So for every point movement on the Nasdaq, I'm going to use it as an example, would be 100 Rand. With QuickTrade, our lot sizes, or our contract size, to get technical, is 10 times smaller. So it's what the other brokers refer to as a micro account, which means that you can actually trade those instruments with a lower amount of funds. There's less risk on the table. So yes, a 0.1 lot size at QuickTrade is the same as a 0.01 lot size on a standard trading account. So you can actually adjust your risk much better trading with QuickTrade, because you can adjust your lot sizes to a smaller amount. What's your opinion on SMC trading and order blocks? Yes, so understanding order blocks is a challenge on its own. I don't think a lot of people understand how order blocks actually work and how to see them properly. But order blocks essentially are something where institutional trades are set and taking place, and these are levels that a lot of people see as support and resistance. I think I might actually do a video on order blocks and post it on YouTube, so I could answer that question in more detail at a later stage. I trade with QuickTrade. I'm the business development manager there as well. You can ask your question again, Alien21, most definitely. Indonesia, come in. Welcome, Aussie. Dabaleng, welcome. I'm just answering some questions here live on Instagram while I'm on my way to the office. Please do a video on order blocks. I will do so. I'll set some time aside and I'll do a video on order blocks. But if I can tell you that the more pertinent thing to learn in the market is wave theory. What is your stance on chasing the gap on Nasdaq? Like when it opens after the gap on a weekend, etc. I don't trade gaps, and the reason for that is because I'm a longer term trader. So I'm in trades for a couple of weeks, sometimes even a couple of months at a time. So gaps don't really influence the way I trade. I don't like trading gaps. Gaps get filled 99.9% of the time, but the question that you need to ask yourself is, how far will the price move before that gap is then closed? And it can move very, very far before it comes up and closes a gap or goes back down to close a gap. So I don't like using that as an indication for entering a trade. Gaps are generally traded on smaller time frames, and your stop losses need to be small. So I feel that you get stopped out more often than you should if you're just trading gaps alone. Your 89% Fibonacci level is awesome. I know, hey? I gave that one away for free a while ago. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Ask me, this has eaten me up a lot. I'm not sure. The anonymous trader, what has eaten you up a lot? Do you think the breakout of the London session has a big... Oh, chasing the gap. Yes, you're right. Yeah, chasing the gap can eat you up. Do you perhaps have a video on how you set your Fibo levels and use it properly? I do. I do somewhere on my YouTube channel. I think I did a video a couple years ago on Fibonacci, but it's probably due that I do a new one. So if you will comment somewhere on... I'm going to post a video just now when I get to the office on this new live drive with Linton idea, and you can just post that question on that video so that I can remember to go and record that for you and post it again. You're still talking about gaps. What is your take on the gap when it opens during the trading session weekends? Topani, what I said about gaps is that I don't really like trading gaps. I feel that you have to trade them on small time frames, and the unfortunate thing about a gap is you don't know how far the price is going to move against you before it goes to close the gap. So the anonymous trader also mentioned that he's burnt his fingers many times on trading gaps, and so have I. So I tend to stick away from using gaps to enter trades. Not on weekends. Not on weekends. No, I don't trade gaps at all, and for that reason, I find that I get stopped out too often on gaps rather than actually trading the gap. And the reason for that is because the price moves too quickly against you before going to close the gap. According to my GPS, I still have 16 minutes to go before I get to the office. So, yeah, any questions are welcome. Are you originally from Ladysmith, Doc? Yes, I am. I actually grew up in Escorts, and then I moved to Durban, and then I finished my schooling in Ladysmith. I did my last 2 years of matric in Ladysmith High School. Oh, there's a convoy with blue lights and black cars coming past. Someone important just drove past me. And I've noticed you trade like institutions and professional background on that. I do prefer institutional type trading. My background on that is self-taught. My style of trading is also self-taught, so there's not a specific strategy out there that you can go and research which will give you the strategy that I use for trading. But the closest you're going to come is combining Fibonacci levels with wolf wave trading. I'm not a Elliott wave trader per se. I'm a wolf wave trader. They do differ. I prefer wolf waves because I find them to be more accurate for entries. So if you want to research how I got to my institutional type of trading, is I use Fibonacci levels and wolf waves. Welcome, Wellington. Enos, welcome. I'm just answering some questions here pertaining to trading while I drive to the office. Today's been a particularly long drive because there's been a couple of accidents along the way. People forget how to drive when it's raining. So I've got another 16 minutes, it still says, before I get to the office. So you guys are welcome to answer or ask any questions you want to ask while I'm on my way to the office, and I will answer them truthfully. Wizoo just joined. I like that name. Have you got any questions for me, guys? Any other questions pertaining to trading? Or just about myself? Any questions that you'd like to ask? How to be your student? Wellington, I don't personally teach people at this point in time. But what you can do is you can join my Discord channel. The link is in my Instagram profile. You can join my Discord channel there, and there's going to be lots of information there that you can use to improve your trading style and strategy, etc. And I don't charge for it, so you're welcome to join. I'm from Escort, by the way. I went to EHS. What's your name and what year did you matriculate? I matriculated from Ladysmith in 2001, and my last year in Escort High School was 1999. Giving away my age there. Sure, I'm enjoying this traffic, I must say. What is your take on New York opening regarding NAS? Tobani, so obviously there's a lot of volume that comes into the market at that point in time, and that's why the price jumps around a lot. My take on it is that you've got to allow the liquidity and the volume to play out actually before you start entering trades. I do not use the open to trade. I find that you get stopped out too often if you're just trading on the open. And again, I'm a longer term trader, so the open and close of sessions don't really influence my strategy. For now, I'm sitting back and observing only. I'll be back trading in April. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I think that, it's probably the safest option to do that with this war that's ongoing. The way that I trade is very small lot size on a bigger account, so I average into positions. I'm in trades already, and I'll be adding all the way down on this correction, and I'll bank some nice profits on the way back up. What risk to reward ratio do you prefer? Guys, so that's a very open-ended question, and the reason for that is because it depends on your level of experience. I'm happy to go into a 20, even a 30% drawdown on my account because of the way that I trade, and it's longer term. So most guys will definitely not want to risk that much on their accounts, especially institutional traders. They'll risk 1 or 2% per trade, that type of thing. I'm happy to risk more because I take small lots on a big account. do your signals cater for smaller accounts? Yes, they do. You matriculated in 2009. Okay, so we weren't at EHS at the same time. You're a bit younger than me, buddy. But yeah, so I send out analysis on my YouTube channels. I send out trade ideas on my Discord channel, which you can join through the link in my profile. And the ideas and the analysis do cater to smaller accounts. You then need to apply your strategy and how you trade to that analysis and to the idea, and you can then decide when you want to enter, what your target level is, and how much you want to risk on that trade. Welcome, Robert. So just for those of you that have just joined, I'm just answering a couple of questions live here on Instagram while I travel to the office. It's been a very long drive today. There's been like 4 accidents that I've passed on my way. If you have a trade on before New York session, would you suggest you close the trade? Again, that depends on the time frame that you are trading. If you're trading a small time frame, it might make sense to do that if you're in profit. If it hasn't hit your stop loss yet and you're still open in that position, maybe the New York session will push the trade into your favor. But if you're trading a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, generally if you're in a profit, I would say rather take the profit off the table. The signals that do come through on the terminal is accurate so far. Thank you for that, anonymous trader. Yeah, we send out free trading signals to all of our clients, QuickTrade clients. So if you aren't a QuickTrade client and you want free signals, open an account with us. You can do so by joining my Discord channel and using my links in the Discord channel. The Discord channel link is in my profile. Yeah, anyone with a funded live trading account at QuickTrade receives free trading signals from us. AB Humble, welcome. I've still got 11 minutes to go before I get to the office, so I'll answer a few more questions and then we'll call it a morning. But I'm going to do this every time I drive to the office, guys. We're going to call it the live drive with Linton, and you can ask any questions and I'll answer them truthfully and factually. I want to be part of your team. I'm a trader, a profitable one. Pop me a message. You can use my Instagram to send me a direct message, and I'll chat to you about the various options of becoming a trader at QuickTrade. You can also join, like I said, through the Discord link in my Instagram profile. So you can join my Discord server and you can have access to all sorts of info there, and you can chat to me privately on Discord as well. Yeah, enjoy your day as well, anonymous trader. So my GPS says I've still got 11 minutes to go before I get to the office, so I'll take just a few more questions and then we'll call it a morning. So if anyone's got any questions for me about trading or about anything, about myself, you're welcome to ask, and I'll answer your questions. So if there's no other questions, guys, then hi Zazi Mazibuko, welcome. Thanks for joining. Your GPS is using Windows minutes. Yeah, it is. Every time I look at it, it's only going down by 1 minute, and I've been driving for 5 minutes. So yeah, there's still a lot of congestion on the road ahead for me, unfortunately. I'll take one more question, guys. One more question about me or trading, and then we'll call it a day. What is the biggest loss you have ever encountered? Sposiso. So I'm not going to give you the rand value, but what I can tell you is that I've made a lot more money from trading than what I've lost. Obviously, I've lost cars and made houses. If that answers the question. Tobani, okay, so I'll take Tobani's question as the last one for the day. Do you think the New York session changes over direction that day's movement? No, not necessarily. I don't think so. I think institutions and fundamental market situations are what determines the overall direction in the market. So the current overall direction in the market is caused by uncertainty with Russia and Ukraine. We've got the looming Fed interest rate hike on the 16th that's coming in the States, and that will also affect the market. So overall direction is determined by those type of things. But we as technical traders obviously look at charts and we look at technical levels combined with what we see is going on in the world as possible reverse points in the market. So I don't think the New York session changes the overall direction, but I do think that the New York session often hits technical levels that do change direction in the market. Guys, thanks very much for joining me on this live session today and for keeping me company while I was driving to work. We'll do this more often, and hopefully we'll be able to answer some really important questions that you guys have. I'm going to call it a day, and I hope you guys have an awesome day at work or on the markets if you're trading, and I'll chat to you again later or tomorrow. Have a good one. Cheers, guys. Work.